Do you wish to migrate Canada through Express Entry under Provincial Nominee Program? Then watch this video discussion session till end to understand all your options.
Hello and Assalamu Alaikum. This is Adil Ismail, Senior Immigration Consultant and founder of Superior Consulting. I welcome you to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the same Canadian immigration, the skill immigration program. This is in continuation with our previous video, which is in our native language, the Urdu language, obviously because our target market and most of our clients are the native speaker, the Urdu speaking language, so they understand easily across the country. But since we are a renowned and international firm, we have got offices outside our own country, such as Middle East, UAE. So we have got clients from different part of the world as well, like Cameroon and Egypt and other part of the world as well. They speak English, they communicate in English. So let's start the topic. Before jumping to the main topic, I would like to give you a geographical position of the provinces of Government of Canada. If you see on the map of the world, the Canada comprises of different provinces, and it starts from right and it spreads to left. So from right, we have Prince Island, and it is surrounded by Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. After that, there is a big province, a francophone province, which is called Quebec. Beside Quebec, there is a famous province everyone knows about, that is Ontario. After Ontario, there is Manitoba, then Saskatchewan, then Alberta, and then British Columbia. So this is how it comprises. Above Manitoba and Saskatchewan, there is two provinces and one territory, which is called Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. These two provinces and territories, as well as another province is a very far away, which is Newfoundland. These provinces are not participating in Express Entry profile. So we are not going to discuss about these provinces. Yes, from Prince Edward to New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Ontario, Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Alberta, we are going to discuss about them and their programs and their criteria. A skilled professional can apply to Canadian immigration through the Express Entry system. There is no other system in parallel to Express Entry. All the visa classes are managed by the Express Entry. So there is a myth. People come to me or inquire to different consultants even that what is PNP and what is Express Entry. These are not separate things. Express Entry is a system to manage the visa classes such as Provincial Nominee Program, Federal Skilled Worker, and two other programs which are not relevant to offshores. So we are going to discuss about the Federal Skilled Worker as well as the Provincial Nominee Programs. Federal Skilled Worker is the program which are based on their own points criteria, their own points gaining, like skills, qualification, work experience, age, spouse qualifications. So on the basis of these points, one can claim and one can be selected from the pool. Once you are selected from the Express Entry pool, you will be given 60 days to submit a formal permanent residency application. So once you have submitted the permanent residency application, you will be granted a visa, a permanent visa to live and reside anywhere in Canada. So there is no such hurdle and impediment to live and reside and find a job anywhere in Canada. Whereas in contrary, in Provincial Nominee Program, if any province selected any candidate, he has to live and work in that particular province. So if you are selected from any of the provinces, you have to live in that particular province for 2 years. After 2 years, you are free to go anywhere and reside and find a job. But 2 year is a must criteria. You have to live there for 2 years once you are nominated from that province. So Express Entry is managing different provinces. Those who cannot achieve, the higher points, and those who are not meeting the current cutoffs, because nowadays the cutoff is quite high. So if you are not meeting the cutoff, even if you are scoring CLB 9 and you are not meeting the cutoff and you are waiting in the pool, you have no choice but to apply for provincial nominee programs. If you are interested to apply, these are the programs which are not forced by the government of Canada. This is at your will. You can take it or leave it. If you want to accept it, you can do this and you can apply for the provincial nominee program. Once you have decided, once you have accepted the nomination invitation, you have to apply the entire application, and you will be given nomination with 600 additional points in the Express Entry program. So by applying provincial nominee program is giving you advantage to gain 600 additional points, which is, of course, when you get these 600 points, obviously you'll be selected in a very next round. So this is for sure that whoever gets the nomination from the province, he gets the visa invitation and the invitation to apply for immigration for sure. So this is this should be very clear. Now each province works differently. Some provinces are in line with the Express Entry profile, like you do not need to prepare a separate application for it. When you create your Express Entry profile, your application is started to evaluate from the provinces as well. So there are 2 to 3 provinces which are in line with the Express Entry profile. On top, there is Ontario, which is very famous. Toronto is the main city, obviously. Ottawa is the capital city of that province. Everyone wants to go over there. But Ontario has a very high standard nowadays. Ontario is selecting basically those who are scoring 460 plus points in CRS. So if someone is waiting from the federal skilled worker program, which is nowadays 470 plus, and for example he's scoring 460 and he's waiting for his selection from the federal skilled worker, he can be nominated from the Ontario, because Ontario may select that profile, and the Ontario may give him the invitation to apply. And if he selects, he'll have to pay 1,500 Canadian dollar additional amount for submitting the Ontario application. And once you are selected, you'll be given 600 points, as we have discussed earlier. Apart from Ontario, we have Alberta and New Brunswick. Alberta and New Brunswick also selects directly from the pool, and their cutoff starts from 300 to 400. Whoever is scoring 300 and between the 300 to 400 points, they may be selected. It's not mandatory that everyone who is scoring 300 and between 300 and 400 points, they must be selected. It's not like this. They've got a limited quota. They choose according to the labor market opinion, according to their province need. So very nominal, very limited, you can say, aspirants are selected. So these 3 provinces are in line with the Express Entry profile, and mind you, like I said, there is no separate application for it, and you cannot force and urge government of Alberta, New Brunswick, Ontario to select your profile. They have a random selection, and they can select aspirants from the CRS. Now we are going to discuss about the provinces which are not in line with the Express Entry program directly. In these programs, very famous or very renowned these days, you can say that a very coveted destination these days for candidates who wish to migrate to Canada. That province is Saskatchewan. I'm going to give you some fact about that how far it is, how far Saskatchewan is, and what is its economy actually. Saskatchewan is, like I said, it's 3.5-hour flights away from Ontario, and if you are going by road, it will take around more than 24 hours to reach to Toronto. By economy, it's one of the third in the world in terms of producing potash, and fifth in the world to produce uranium, and it is one of the top most exporter in lentils and peas. So you can understand that there are large number of immigrants who are migrating to Saskatchewan province, and they are accommodating there, they are residing there, and they are living their lives happily, because there is a very good potential in terms of jobs and business, and comparatively the living standard with the main provinces. So Saskatchewan has its own criteria to select candidates from its own pool. It has its own pool, means you even after completing, making, and creating your express entry profile, you have to create your Saskatchewan profile as well. So since it is not in line with express entry directly, so we have to submit a separate SINP, Saskatchewan Immigration Nomination Program application, and wait for our turn, because Saskatchewan also runs different rounds and rounds of selection, and they select number of candidates from its own balloting system. So once you are selected, you'll have to submit a large and complete application along with documents and forms and meeting the funds criteria. Once you have submitted and paid the $350, then it is the application fees actually. And once you have submitted, you'll have to wait for your turn, wait for the processing. Once Government of Canada, means Government of Saskatchewan, once Government of Saskatchewan evaluated your case, verified your documents, and once Saskatchewan nominates you, you will get 600 points in your express entry profile, and you'll be invited to apply for Canadian immigration. So this is most high in demand province these days. Apart from that, there is Prince Edward, a small island. Halifax, Nova Scotia's main city, is about 120 kilometers away. So this is a province. You can and an island too. You can apply for Prince Edward even, but you have to have your valid express entry profile, and you must meet at least 67 points to be eligible for that. And once you have submitted your application, you'll have to wait. You might be selected, but let me tell you, the quota for Prince Edward Island is very, very low. Last year they have nominated only 1,080 candidates from all over the world, and millions among the millions application. So you can understand the ratio of success of this province. This is the another province which is not in line with the express entry profile, right? So there is another province, Manitoba. Manitoba requires you to have strong ties in Manitoba, like you have your relatives over there or family friend over there. So only then you can apply for Manitoba nomination program, or you have a job offer. Same is the case with the British Columbia. If you have got a job offer in British Columbia, then you can apply for British Columbia accordingly. Otherwise, you cannot apply. So we have discussed today about these provinces and their criteria. In a quick session, let me define you the basic criteria for these provinces. For Alberta, you have to have a valid express entry profile, which should not expire within 3 months. That is the main criteria for Alberta. For Ontario and New Brunswick, there is no such requirement that it should be valid. It should not be expiry for in 3 months. You must have a valid profile only, and you can be selected any time before 1 year profile expiry. Apart from that, we have got 3 to 4 provinces which do not in line with the express entry profile. These are Saskatchewan, which has 60 points eligibility criteria. Then we have got Nova Scotia, 67 points is required for that. We have got Prince Edward, 67 points are required for that. And then British Columbia and Manitoba, which requires job offer mainly, and Manitoba requires you can apply for Manitoba if you have got blood relative or relative in Manitoba. So today we have discussed about the main and basic criteria for Provincial Nominee Program. I hope you have thoroughly understood the criteria, and if you have got any question or ambiguity, you may email us or contact us. We will try to answer your query accordingly. And if you wish to get yourself evaluated, you can send your resume so that one of our regulated consultants will evaluate and give their advice on your profile and will determine the chances of success in your profile. Do not forget to subscribe our channel for latest news and updates. Thank you for watching this video. Stay safe and stay happy.